on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, I'm Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe and click on the little bell to follow along on our time here on quarantine in the Philippines. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than normal, but we'll get into that in just a little bit.
For those of you that are new around here, we thought we'd start off by giving you a little bit of a background. We've been in the Philippines now for almost 2 months, can't believe it. And a majority of that we've actually been here in El Nido under quarantine.
We have a companion with us today. There's a cute little beach dog here. Hello buddy, he's keeping us company. But we wanted to talk about the reason why we're doing this video today. We, and I'm sure all of you have heard now so much about coronavirus, COVID-19, and just how different countries throughout the world are handling it. And we wanted to talk about the experiences of that today. We're gonna compare the Philippines versus our home country of Canada. And we have two special guests appearing on the vlog. They are Samuel and Audrey.
So if you guys are not familiar with Samuel and Audrey, you definitely should be. They do pretty much what we do. They make travel vlogs. They are the masters of it though. They've been doing it for ages. They make fantastic videos.
Yeah, we've looked up to them for a long time, and like Anna said, they do what we do. And if you know anything about putting videos together and just producing content, they are the complete masters. Honestly, they are content producing machines, and we are so happy they are on the vlog today.
So we'll get to the questions in just a second, but we thought we'd give you a little bit more background about Philippines and Canada and the coronavirus cases in each country. As of filming right now, here in the Philippines, there are almost 8,000 confirmed cases, and on the island of Palawan, which is where we are, there's only been 2 actually confirmed cases. They weren't anywhere near El Nido. They were in the city of Palawan.
They're pretty far away.
And, yeah. And in Canada, as of filming right now, there's almost 50,000 cases, and 15,000 of them are in the province of Ontario, which is where Samuel and Audrey are at the moment.
All right, now that you have the numbers, let's get on to the questions.
Well, hello, delightful travelers, Trevor and Anna. We hope you guys are doing well in the Philippines. Greetings from Canada.
Indeed, from cold Canada.
Cold Canada. So yeah, thanks for asking us to share our experiences quarantining here. We're actually in the town or in the city of Brampton. So we're going to be talking about our experiences in this particular area.
Yeah.
They may vary.
We've basically been hanging out in a basement apartment at your parents' house.
Yes.
And
thank you, parents.
Yeah, thank you, thank you to your mom and dad. We quite often come here in between trips for a little bit of time, several weeks usually. But this has been a longer stay for sure.
Yeah, so at this point, we have been quarantining for over a month and a half,
right?
I would say.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk a little bit about the rules around here and what things have been like. So first question is, can we go outside in groups?
You are allowed to go outside in a group with the people you are quarantining with.
Basically, everyone who lives under the same roof is allowed to be out together in a group. But otherwise, you have to keep a minimum distance of 2 meters in between people.
People have been really good about that. Like when we've been walking, there's a nearby park. When we've been walking, like on the sidewalk or on the little trail, people have been really good about getting out of the way. Usually both of us, if I'm on the right side and they're on the left, we usually veer a little bit extra to the right, a little bit extra to the left. People have been really good about keeping their space in general.
I will say at the start of this, people were really afraid to be close to strangers. So sometimes we would go for a walk in the park and people will jump off the trails to get away from you as far as possible. And we're like, whoa, take it easy.
The situation has evolved. I'd say when quarantine first happened, it was like ghost town here. Nobody was out. I mean, if you went out for a walk, like when we took the dog for a walk, we'd be the only people out. But more and more, you do see more people out getting some exercise. But I mean, people have been really good about respecting the social distancing. We haven't seen any examples of anyone kind of breaking those rules.
So here in the Philippines, you are 100% not allowed out in groups.
Even if you're quarantined together, you cannot go out together. It's one person at a time. Only supposed to be able to go out in order to get provisions. And at the moment, you also need a quarantine pass fast in order to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So no walks, no exercise, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's taken some time to get used to that, but now it's kind of like the new normal. And we can touch on social distancing just a little, I would say.
Yeah, because you guys said that people were doing a really good job of staying that 2 meters apart or
Yeah.
more. Here, I don't know if people really focus on the social distancing. I think the message from the authorities seems to be a bit more about staying inside. Which is, I mean, are doing
staying
to a certain
inside
extent,
is a good thing. It's just, I think what happens is, and I'll give you a good example. If I went to a store here and I was waiting to pay and there was no one around, like a local usually will come right up to me and stand directly right next to me. So I think that maybe social distancing 2 meters apart hasn't quite been explained enough. It's more been just like stay inside.
We've also
stay
had
inside.
a couple people that we've met offer to shake hands. And we're like, maybe not the best idea at the moment.
So that was actually the next question, whether people are actually following the rules. And I feel like they are, but part of the reason is because here in Brampton, they actually have very high fines. And like, I had to write this down because I couldn't believe the sums listed.
Yeah.
But it can be anywhere between $500 to $100,000.
$100,000?
I know! When I saw it, I was like,
that's a
what do you
threat.
have to be doing?
You're gonna have to really think about that soccer game you have planned.
Yeah.
We've heard stories of people breaking the rules, but in terms of our day-to-day experiences, people have been really good about keeping their distance. And I just think there's just this, everyone's kind of coming together. We're in the same situation together, and people have just been really good about respecting the social distancing rules.
$100,000.
Wow, that's crazy. Definitely
Wow.
not worth risking it over $100,000. Wow.
That's a serious fine, I have to say. Here, I don't believe people are getting fined. From
Not that we've heard.
what we've actually heard, are people are kind of, you can get written up, I guess is the way to say it, 3 times. And after that, we don't know exactly what happens.
We heard maybe people get arrested after 3 times, but I'm not really sure. Thankfully, we haven't pushed that one, or haven't heard of anybody else pushing that rule. So
Overall, though, people are generally following the guidelines, following the rules of the government, which is really nice to see. But every now and then, you do see some groups of people out.
yeah, and I think also because there haven't been any cases here in El Nido, that people maybe feel a
Yeah.
bit more relaxed than perhaps they should.
Yeah.
Not really sure, but sometimes you'll see a few people out together, getting together. It's also hard to say. I know a lot of Filipinos live together in like big families,
Yes,
like with
absolutely.
their extended families and that sort of thing. So if you see a big group together, it's hard to say if they're just like friends hanging out or if it's just a family that lives together.
So next question is, can you exercise and are parks open? So,
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
It's
The short
complicated.
answer. Yeah, it's complicated.
So basically, parks are open, but not the whole park. So
Yeah.
if there's a playground or a picnic area or a dog park, all of that is closed.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to be at the park, like walking on the trail, exercising or walking your dog, but you can't veer off and like make use of any
Exactly.
facility within a park.
The best way I can think of it is just you have to be in motion and you have to be
Yes.
going somewhere. We do know people in our community, like other dog owners, and so when we see them, we're just saying hi from a distance. Normally we go up and talk and
Yeah.
let the dogs sniff each other. But for the time being, we're just, keeping our distance and saying hi from a distance.
And then another thing that's being encouraged, face masks, guys.
Yeah.
When you go grocery shopping, it's not mandatory, but I would say 90% of people are wearing face masks. So,
Yeah, we actually just got these a few days ago.
yeah,
There's
homemade ones.
homemade ones
Because
that
that's
were
all we could find.
being sold on eBay. Yeah, these are not medical grade, but they're perfect for going out to the supermarkets. And what I've noticed is that people are wearing them a lot more now.
So you are technically not supposed to go out to exercise here. Your only reason for going out at the moment should be to get provisions. So
Yeah.
really running on the beach or doing any sort of outdoor activity / exercise is not supposed to happen. I think some people kind of push that, but not technically supposed to do it.
So there aren't really any parks here. There are thousands of beaches though, and from what we know, all of those are closed, all the main ones. And I guess that would be like all the tourism style beaches. And that's because tourism in general here is shut down in the Philippines. You can't go out on tours.
You can't go on a boat, you can't go, there's loads of deserted beaches out there. We can't even like get on a private boat and go out to them. None of that.
And you guys touched on masks here. You absolutely 100% have to have a mask on when you are outside. It's okay. Right now we're within our hotel, so that's okay.
But as soon as you go off the property, go for, go to
You
get your
have to have a mask.
provisions, go to a grocery store, that kind of thing, you're supposed to have a mask. You have to have a mask on.
What is grocery shopping like at the moment? Well, at the beginning, it was chaos.
Yeah.
I would say like the first few weeks of this, people were like panicking
panicked.
and like filling the carts, but then the supermarkets implemented rules like you can only buy 2 of this item, 1 of this item, and things calmed down.
I think in hindsight, the stores would have adopted that policy a little bit earlier because there was panic shopping even before the forced quarantine.
Yeah.
That was days before, and all the toilet paper was gone, all the pasta was gone. And so, I mean, fortunately we had enough toilet paper ourselves.
Yeah.
And now fully stocked again.
Yeah. And one thing that is different at the supermarkets now is that there's usually someone wiping down the carts and the shopping carts, and you also have hand sanitizer as soon as you walk in, so you're meant to like grab some.
Yeah, exactly. They've also capped the amount of shoppers in the store at a time,
yes,
which is great. And for the people who are having to wait outside, there's designated waiting areas with the right amount of distance.
2 meters apart.
2 meters apart. They're doing a really good job of that. Also, the lines when you check out are 2 meters apart, and the cashiers, they have it's kind of like almost like a plexiglass. Yeah, protecting them. Most of them are wearing masks. They're wearing gloves.
So groceries here have been entirely different by everything we heard. Even now, you guys have just confirmed it again. No one here, at least in El Nido, seems to be hoarding things at all. It's actually
not even at the beginning, no.
No, and the experience of going to the grocery store I get the feeling that it was not much different than it was in the past when things were normal.
Yeah, anytime we've gone into a grocery store, it seems they're very well stocked. I think the country has been very good about making sure that supplies are able to come in and out of places. So everything, we haven't really been running out.
No panic buying.
We've seen no panic buying.
Yep.
We have seen some grocery stores that are limiting the number of people in at once, but I don't think once you're inside, if there's much regulation.
That's the only thing. I wish they had. I know in Canada we have, I think there's circles, I guess 2 meters apart, and people are supposed to stand in them while you're like checking out. And I know some of the aisles have arrows. I think they're like one way. The difference here is the grocery stores are really small. I don't even know if they could do that, but it is nice to see that sometimes they do limit who can go in there. But in general, it's not been crazy at the grocery store.
What have you been doing to keep busy?
Well, one of the funniest things about this is that our quarantine life is actually not that different from when we normally come here. We're normally hermits in between trips.
Yeah, so when we are not traveling, we're usually back in Canada editing all the footage we've shot. So we're used to being indoors a lot, working long days, and just going out to exercise.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been a huge change.
No.
And in that way, it's been sort of an easy transition.
Yeah. But I mean, we do feel that there are less restrictions.
Yes.
And like we're obviously not able to make future plans, which is strange because we always have like a little dangling carrot, something to look forward to. And at the moment right now, it's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Every day's the same, like the Bill Murray movie.
So basically, we're spending our time trying to be productive. We've been doing a lot of video editing, working out. We've been cooking with the family, spending quality time with my parents, and Skyping people.
Right.
Long distance
Zooming, Skyping, Zoom calls.
Yeah.
One thing that has been a little bit of a blessing in disguise is we have an enormous back catalog of travel videos. And now we're finally able to tackle that.
So we had to come inside for this answer or reply because it's getting so hot. Each and every day it's hotter than the last one. So
I'm sweating all the time.
But we've been doing the same thing. It sounds like we're even more alike than we think. When we get home to Canada after a trip, we pretty much bunker down and start editing all our content in our place back home in
then
Halifax.
cook for ourselves, exercise, and that's about it.
Yeah, and
work.
And we also usually I think Samuel said the dangling carrot of like another trip. That is something we always have
planning,
as well. We always, even if we just got home for the first week, we're starting to talk about
where are we going next?
Where are we going? Where are we going? So we've been doing kind of the same things, keeping busy with work. We've gotten a lot more work done than normal. We're trying to exercise though. Here in the Philippines, it's a little hard because it's just so hot and we can't.
And we're not supposed to go out.
Yeah, you
runs
can't
or
go
anything,
outside.
So a lot of in-room workouts.
In-room workouts, and we have a little
short sprints.
There's a little strip, like a little strip or path, basically within the hotel here, and I've been just running back and forth on that. It's really, really boring to be honest, but we're trying to do what we can.
When do you think things will go back to normal again?
That's the $1 million question.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
I feel like this is just my personal opinion, and from what I've been reading from different articles and hearing online, I do feel that the economy is going to pick up slightly in phases. So there'll be some types of work that will open up again. But until things are like normal, like with social gatherings and stuff, nobody knows. I really don't think there's going to be concerts or sporting events or like going out to the bar and things like that. I think there's going to be a new level of normal. Like when restaurants finally open, I think that for instance, they're going to have to reconfigure the table space and everything so that people are still social distancing a bit. But it's really, really hard to say. I really don't have any predictions. Maybe things kind of slightly opening up again by the summer. But in terms of things being entirely back to normal, it may not even happen this year, in my opinion.
And from what I've read in the news here in the Greater Toronto Area, they've actually canceled all festivals and summer events up until the end of summer, so like end of August. So yeah, that's really gonna change things up, but $1 million question, like Sam said, nobody knows. We gotta wait it out.
So yeah, who knows when this is going to end. I know everybody watching this video is ready for this to end. You know, I'm always trying to be optimistic. We're trying to be optimistic. I know what I've heard, this is kind of an interesting fact. 2021 travel and trips are like being booked for that. It's probably
I think everyone's planning far in the future and can't wait to finally go somewhere. But yeah, we do. I have no idea what the rest of the year is going to look like. Again, it's all a matter of opinion and guesses. But it would be great, like you guys said, if maybe in the summertime we have a little bit more freedom. If some restaurants open with like severe limitations, obviously there's not going to be any big gatherings like you guys said as well. But yeah, just to be able to go out a little bit would be great. It
would be nice, you know, I think in our heads, if in the summer, if that happened, that would be awesome. But you know, maybe it would be more like fall. You know, it'd be like a new normal.
Yeah, but then they keep talking about this second wave that's going to come. So who knows? We might start to get back to slightly more normal, and then it goes away again. So
2020.
Final question. Where is the first place you want to travel to when this is all over?
The thing that we can do right now.
Yeah. Well, can I say we're supposed to be visiting your parents soon. That's meant to be the next trip.
So we did have two things planned that were canceled immediately just before the quarantine. We were going to do a project in Quebec City that we were looking forward to. That would have been in March. And then I was going to take a trip with your dad to Georgia, the country, for about a week. And so, I mean, those would be places that I would love to go to because they were on my mind. Both of them for different reasons. I mean, Quebec City is one of the most European cities in all of the Americas, both north and south. It's a place that we've been a couple times, and the food there is just incredible. So I was really looking forward to that. And Georgia is a country that I've always wanted to visit too. So, I mean, those would be for me, I'm taking the easy route and saying the ones that were canceled. That's where I want to go to. How about you?
And I definitely think that people are going to be doing a lot more domestic travel this year, staying close to home and not venturing too far.
Yeah.
So who knows, maybe we'll also end up seeing a little bit more of Canada. We've been doing that every summer for the last 2 years, so
I think
why not?
Practically speaking, a Canada road trip would make sense since we're here. And it's also nice to be supporting the local economies wherever you are because, my gosh, the travel industry has been really impacted by this. Probably almost worse than any other industry.
So pie in the sky, suddenly everyone announces that COVID-19 just disappeared off the face of the planet and it's gone for good and we can do whatever we want. We probably stay here in Asia and see more of it. This trip is totally different than what we expected. We really wanted to get to Thailand on this trip.
Yeah, so that was high
I
on
would
the
say
list.
like that's where we'd want to ideally go next. But chances are we're going to go home to Canada and then make some decisions there
my
based
hunch
on what's happening at the time.
And you guys said it as well, I'm sure traveling domestically will be the first thing people are going to do. And even if planes and flights open up within countries, I'm sure people are still going to be somewhat hesitant to get on those.
Definitely.
So I imagine there's going to be a road trip coming up in the future. And if so...
So like you guys said, we're also thinking like domestic road trip, maybe Eastern Canada, Canada, you know, stuff like that. So maybe we'll meet up along the way. That would be awesome.
I know. There was and we came so close to meeting you guys before in 2 different places. I think it was in Argentina.
Yeah, when we were in Mendoza, I think Samuel and Audrey got there like 2 days after we left.
We were
or
close.
Something like that.
We were in touch with each other for everyone else.
And then
watching.
last summer they were in Nova Scotia, but we just kind of missed each other.
We just missed each other.
So that's it, guys. That's what quarantine life has been like in Canada. We hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and keep enjoying the Philippines. And it'll be nice to actually meet you in person one day.
Exactly. We almost had the chance, and really looking forward to seeing you guys. And also for everyone who's watched the video, please stay healthy and safe and follow the advice of wherever you are, the local advice. And hopefully this is over soon.
So a big thank you to Samuel and Audrey for coming on in today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it that are watching. What we all want to know, the 4 of us, let us know what your quarantine experience has been like. You can let us
where you are.
And where you are. So you can let us know down in the comments. You don't have to answer all the questions, but feel free to answer some. I know everybody watching this would be very, very interested.
Yeah, and hopefully this all goes really well. And if so, we might do a couple more and talk to some other people in different parts of the world to see how their quarantine is going.
I think that would be a lot of fun. For you guys that have been following along now for a while on our quarantine time here, the Q&As won't make it in today just because I'm sure this video is long enough, but they'll be back soon. You don't have to worry about that.
And once again, if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. It's just down there. Give us a like, leave a comment, all of those things.
All those things really help us out. And again, thank you for your time today. We hope you enjoyed the video.
All right, guys, that's it.
From El Nido, wishing you a safe and healthy quarantine.
See you soon.